she wasn't coming, I knew, I just 99.9% chance there was going to be no kids pop up. And
I'm watching the HBO series of the Lori Vallow case, and I went to school during the time that this happened, I guess, or the year it happened in Rexburg, Idaho. Oh, I know where that is. Like I keep pointing out teachers, like oh, I know where that is. I know that for, because like I've driven every inch of that town for 4 years. I graduated like 2 months ago, or 3. I graduated in July. I know every town in Idaho that's near Rexburg. So, oh, I know where that is.
With nowhere else to turn, Larry
Oh, I know where that is.
into Lori's former life in Rexburg.
we went to Lori's apartment complex where JJ lived just to be where he had been.
Oh, I know where that is.
I wonder if that's the neighbor that JJ played with their kids.
I know exactly where this apartment complex is. This is crazy.
We knocked on the door, the neighbors next door, and
This is crazy.
their kids were JJ's playmates, and they played with them.
His neighbors, Leah and Seth Bernard, about the last time they saw Lori's family. They learned it was on the night of November 26th.
When Lori was here and she left that day, were you able to talk to her or ask her what was going on or anything?
It looked like they were packing.
What the frick?
Called both Lori and her brother, Alex, loading up Alex's truck.
They told him they were going on a trip.
What the heck?
He offered to help them load up, and they said no, they had it. You know, we got this, so they left. And
according to the neighbors, they did not see JJ with Lori and Alex when they left.
And he's not here. And, thank you, baby. Thank you.
That's their neighbors. The neighbors of Lori before all of it happened. What the frick? Lori deserves to be where she's at, really. My own point.
I had the saddest feeling that I've ever felt. I imagined that JJ was sitting there.
How can you do that to a cute little face like that? I don't understand that.
I couldn't make heads or tails of it. I kept saying, why, Lord?
No words. I know where that is.
2020, around 6 months after both children went missing, investigators accessed Lori's iCloud account and uncover a new clue.
The FBI releases a photo of JJ and Tylee at Yellowstone National Park. We find out that they went there with their uncle Alex and of course
that's
Lori.
Suspicious.
On September 8th,
Suspicious.
the family traveled 2 hours north to the park.
when we saw the Yellowstone,
I was in Rexburg during that time. What the frick?
it really warmed our hearts. And it showed that Tylee's love for JJ and the same for him and her.
The photo also represents a grim.
Okay. To preface, I literally lived like about 10 minutes from the house that they found their bodies at. Or their remains, I mean. But like, that is just crazy because like Rexburg is a pretty safe town. Pretty much all of Idaho except if you go to like Boise, because Boise is a big area. So is Pocatello too. So it's like we have like a few big towns, but the rest of them are like very small and stuff like that. So like there's not a lot of crime that's in these places, and a lot of it is farmland. So, but this is still crazy that this happened my first semester at BYUI. And I didn't know about this until like 2 years after it happened. And I was going like, I went to school there. I was going to school when they were doing all of this, like The Sins of the Mother Netflix show and all of that. Like I was going like, oh, I know where all of it is. So yeah. Also, I live like 4 or 5 blocks from the detention center where Lori was staying at in Rexburg. Like, I lived pretty close to Main Street. Like, okay, I lived at North Point, which is near like the football stadium. It's like in the middle of campus, but like you're in the middle of town, but you're still close. If you know where North Point is and you go to BYUI, you know where it is. So like I literally lived very close to the detention center, which is crazy. And I was going, and like every time I would go to Walmart, because you go past it to go to Walmart and stuff there in Rexburg, and like I literally was going like, oh, that's where Lori was. Oh, by where, like I would go like, oh hi Lori, bye Lori, like. Even though she wasn't there after all of this because they moved her to Boise. But like I was kind of like, hi, bye, every time I would go past it. And I was kind of like, there's where the Lori was. Like every time my parents would come out, I'd go like, that's the detention center where Lori was, because it was like the only women's detention center in Madison County. So, sorry, I should finish. Like, watching some of these are my, like, actual reactions of watching this Doomsday thing on HBO Max, because, like, I haven't watched it yet. But, I'm on the second episode. I already watched the first one. But, like, it was funny. Like, the first episode, like, I kept watching it, and I was gonna, oh, I know where that building is. Oh, I know that street. Every time they were in Rexburg, and I was going like, Also, I lived there when this happened, and, like, I didn't know anything. And also, it was, like, during COVID, so it was, like, hush-hush. Also, like, I went on an LDS mission kind of during 2020-ish, so it's, like, I didn't watch the news a lot, so, like, it was crazy, because, like, after I was not on my mission anymore, because I came home early due to mental health issues. Like, issues with my brain. Just demons. Like, you know, my own demons. So it was like, yeah. But anyway. Besides the point, it's just crazy that this happened in the college town that I went to. That I just graduated from 3 months ago. Still baffles me. And I go like, what the freaking heck? Rexburg? Most safest town ever, to be honest, almost. Except for when this happened. Okay, sorry for the side quest. Bye.
Garbage sack of clothes, or a few garbage sacks of clothes.
JJ.
What the heck?
Loved backpacks.
Suitcases, like there was,
That was them children's suitcases.
like a Star Wars suitcase or
That's his. He loved toys. Do you know if there was a scooter left there?
there was something outside the front door, but we didn't take it.
The stuff that you took out of the apartment, where did you take it?
Most of it went to either the dump or the Deseret Industries.
One way or the other, we were at the point we wanted the truth. That was the
I've been to the DI there, so.
Larry thought, well, let's go to this thrift store. There's a big thrift store in town, and he said, let's go by there and see.
So.
Maybe we can find a scooter.
I know that street.
I felt like if there was continued hope
Sorry.
that We tried to find that scooter. Maybe he had taken his scooter.
I know where that is. I know that DI. I've been there a million times.
If we find that scooter at the thrift store, I think it would have led me to believe that JJ was no longer alive.
I've been to the DI. Oh, they didn't find it.
Disappointing day.
Oh,
Give us some information.
sad.
Give us something positive, one way or the other. Where are the kids? Where are the
So
kids?
sad.
Where are the kids?
Lori Daybell abandoned the storage unit.
That was my storage unit area. Like I stored my stuff in there. That crazy.
First came here to Self-Storage Plus in Rexburg to rent a storage unit.
Oh wait, never mind. That's the wrong one.
Her items in.
Never mind.
10 by 10. Over the next few weeks after October 1st, she came here a few different times. Surveillance footage from the company shows Lori or a man associated with her visited her unit on October 1st, the day she signed the contract and agreed to pay $53 a month. Lori returned October 2nd and 3rd with a man who appears to be her brother, Alex Cox. His truck is spotted on camera several times during the month.
Me and my dad thought it was the storage unit that I used, but apparently it wasn't. Never mind.
Something out of that unit and putting it in a vehicle.
It's placed in the car, and then between October 6th and 26th, a man visits the storage unit alone 5 times. Cameras show him dropping off a variety of items, including gun cases. And then on October 28th, 2 men are seen with large, heavy totes. November 27th, officers serve a search warrant. Inside, they find bikes, a scooter, winter clothing, a photo album with pictures of the children, sports equipment, a backpack with JJ's initials, and blankets. One showing photos of JJ, the other with pictures of Tylee.
There was
No.
some clothes of Tylee's, JJ's bike.
What the frick?
And in January, Self-Storage Plus notified the police. Reporting in Rexburg, I'm Nate EastIdahoNews.com.
What the frick? So
We were angry.
I'm confused because apparently
We were mad.
there potentially was a
The logical side of me eventually
unalived
kicked in.
body parts in storage unit. Like the grandparents are thinking that of JJ's and all of that are thinking that. I'm going like, what the heck? That's crazy. I know that hotel.
Idaho Falls. We are going to try to be there at the airport, correct?
I didn't think so.
I know that airport.
I'll go.
Do you really think you'll be able to see anything?
I don't know. I just want to see what she looks like in new orange clothes. Orange is, what's that a thing? TVs?
Orange is the new black.
Orange is the new black. So.
Bizarre doesn't even begin to describe this story.
You're absolutely right. It's bizarre. There are twists and turns.
It sounds complicated. It is. And now it's strictly and
Police now are asking for anyone's help who may have information, so listen up. You may know something.
By this point, everyone in Rexburg knew about this case, and everyone wanted to get a
I
glimpse
didn't
of
until
Lori
after.
getting escorted into the jail. So the day that she was supposed to arrive, we start getting a tip, oh, she's on a plane now. Oh, she's on this plane. And we start trying to track her down.
Oh, I know where those houses are.
You leaving Hawaii finally? Where's the kids, bro?
He has no remorse.
Idaho.
How much longer you have here for, buddy? You don't know?
I knocked on his
Oh,
door.
I know where that house is. It's no longer there, though. Oh, I know where those houses are.
The authorities to bring
I'm not trying to be that crazy, but
we drove out to Chad's house to see, first of all, his house and to see if he was there. I wanted
What
to
the frick?
understand Chad.
he deserves what he deserves to be honest.
There was so much nervous energy amongst us all, this anxiety, this nervousness, this doubt
I know where that house is, but it's no longer there because they burned it down.
I really wasn't sure how the relationship between Chad and Lori was at that time, but I would.
His near-death experiences. And because of that experience, he claims
What
that he has been able to
near-death
see
experience?
others
I want to
on
know.
the other side of the veil and receive messages from them, which is how he essentially lives his life. He says that he has seen Jesus Christ and he has been told to do these certain things on earth.
In
It,
the Mormon culture,
okay.
we don't talk about spiritual experiences. That's kind of a taboo thing. So you don't get up in church and talk about your dream or your vision. That's just something you don't do.
Chad's beliefs seem to pivot to something stranger.
Evil. I see evil on his face.
Into preppy and in the last day stuff, and he wrote a couple books about it. But Chad Daybell did believe in visions and dreams.
He was
What the
prepping
heck?
for this so-called doomsday. And that's where the books and the reality of what's going on kind of started.
That's suspicious.
For several years,
The majority of his books were written to middle-aged women, but he didn't sell very many books.
Chad's book sales earn him an annual income of $2,000. To earn more money, he takes part-time work as a cemetery sexton and gravedigger. In 2015, Chad claims to receive new prophecies.
Hold on.
Chad had two
What?
agents telling him to move to Rexburg, Idaho. So
Wait. So you're telling me he literally worked as someone that digs graves, and yet he did that to two kids that were his wife's kids. The what the frick? So he did like that. What? Huh? What the frick, guys? Chad Daybell being the person that like digs the graves and then puts leaders back onto the coffins, and he built two graves for two children that he, you know, the story where they were unalived. Make that make sense, please. Make that make sense. I was there in October of 2019.
When something bizarre happens. Tammy posts about the incident on her Facebook.
This is bizarre. I didn't know this was happening until after I left college for my first semester.
I had gotten home and parked in our front driveway. As I was getting stuff out of the back seat, a guy wearing a ski mask was suddenly standing by the back of my car with a paintball gun. He sat
Also, I didn't pay attention to the news, so that's
although I don't
probably
think
why.
it was loaded.
Tammy Daybell doesn't wake up. Chad
So 10 days later,
says my wife
Tammy Daybell is gone after her first incident of calling the police about her about someone being at their house wanting to, you know, unalive her. The frick?
I'd never expected that to happen. She passed away in her sleep.
Lori Daybell and freaking her husband now, her now husband, both of them deserve to be where they are, so.
2 weeks later, after he's lost his soulmate, it blows my mind.
It makes no sense of how he got married 2 weeks later.
Once we find out Lori and Chad
With,
are in Hawaii, JJ
how does
and Tyler are
Chad get married 2 weeks after his wife just died?
suspicious.
Make 2 + 2 = 4. Make that make sense. If 2 + 2 = 4, make that make sense.
Being married, how are they able to do this? The kids are missing. It's not right.
In early March, Kay and Larry see Lori in person for the first time in nearly a year.
That morning, while we're in the hotel room, to say that the first time she was going to be in front of us and she was going to be in handcuffs.
Now that Lori is in police custody, Kay and Larry have hired a lawyer to win guardianship of the children when they're found.
Kyle, who has custody?
Lawyer have to, would he demand to see the kids himself?
They have to immediately address the issue where the children are, not continuing to wait around like we're doing now, waiting for hearings and that type of stuff.
The only thing that I'll say is this information is privileged.
I was very sad this morning when I woke up. I woke up before sunrise, said a prayer.
That's so sad.
I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything today. Nothing. Which shoes?
The fact that these two grandparents had to go freaking to Rexburg every so often, I felt so bad for them.
Kay gets mad.
And seeing that this happened. I don't understand that. I know where all of those places are.
It's 3:50 when news breaks that Lori Vallow Daybell has touched down in Rexburg, escorted across the tarmac by federal agents.
I know where that detention center is. I know where that is. I know where it is. Also, my favorite Maverick station, I go like through a back way to get there, and it goes past those, like that area. My favorite gas station is over there, near where this is, so that's funny. I know that area. I also know where that sheriff station is. So another funny story, / not so funny, but and another side quest of me watching these, and I'm not saying part 1, part 2, of whatever, just whenever I post these, you'll know, okay, this episode, this blah, 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 but, so, the story is, I remember, actually, when, like, I randomly went to the grocery store one weekend, and I think this was about, like, the time when they brought her back to Idaho in, like, 2019, or in, like, October, November, December time frame, because, like, I do remember one time that, like, specifically where the, Madison County, court is, it's on Main Street, and pretty much there's, like, a few main drags in Rexburg, but one of the main drags that you go to Walmart is literally go past the intersection where, like, the Main Street is and stuff, and, like, there's a little intersection there, and then you turn, like, left from where, like, the court is. I remember there specifically, there was, like, a crowd or something. I just thought it was probably, like, a protest or something, but but now I vaguely remember that, actually, because, like, it's been a while, because I swear, once COVID hit, like, all those years combined into, like, a year, so, but, like, I do remember that vaguely seeing that happen when I was going to Walmart one weekend, when this happened, so I guess I do remember a little bit about this, but, like, I wasn't really watching the news, because, like, I was binge watching shows on, like, streaming services and that, but it just confuses, like, that's one thing that I just remembered. I was going like, oh, oopsies.
Roughly 6 months after the disappearance of JJ and Tylee, their mother, Lori Vallow Daybell, will finally appear in court. Although Lori's appearance today is just to set her bail,
Also, some of the proceedings were in Rexburg, somewhere in Boise, Idaho, so it was like a mixture.
In person. Hundreds of people were waiting outside, trying to get in. And mind you, this is a very small town, so
It is a small town, Rexburg, Idaho, yeah.
So many people inside, plus members of the press. And of course, leave room for Kay and Larry.
I remember while we were waiting for Lori, I just was having a solemn moment where
she was going to be in front of us.
I'm sitting in this courtroom, and it's silent. You could hear a pin drop. And then all of a sudden, we see Chad Daybell walk in.
Why the frick is Chad
He's
Daybell
wearing
there?
a suit.
I don't
And
understand
you hear
that.
this collective gasp.
No shit, Sherlock.
Chad, and the lightning bolts were coming out of my head.
Chad has not been charged with any crimes related to the children's disappearance, but his wife.
If I was Cody, Lori's son, I would have just punched him.
And she's wearing
Chad Daybell.
striped jumpsuit.
I
She
would
has
have.
bright pink
I would have
lipstick.
caused a scene there,
She
probably.
very obviously has a bulletproof vest
So.
underneath.
Arrogant demeanor, too much makeup.
It is State of Idaho versus Noreen Vallow.
Well, Lori literally looks like freaking Robin Brown. I'm sorry with the makeup and the eyebrows. Not the Robin eyebrows.
$5 million bail.
She was being charged with 2 counts of desertion of a child.
You see Robin Brown
Argued,
eyebrows.
why don't you just say where the kids are? If
Sorry
you
if that
say,
sounds
why don't you
disrespectful,
just
but
tell
it is
us?
true.
And that was his argument
I'll
as
stand
to
by
why
that.
the bail should be as high as it was.
Point blank. Sorry.
Because
Not
she hasn't
sorry.
provided-
Arrogant demeanor, too much makeup.
It is State of Idaho versus Noreen Vallow.
Well, Lori literally looks like freaking Robin Brown. I'm sorry with the makeup and the eyebrows. Not the Robin eyebrows.
$5 million bail.
She was being charged with 2 counts of desertion of a child.
You see Robin Brown
Argued,
eyebrows.
why don't you just say where the kids are? If
Sorry
you
if that
say,
sounds
why don't you
disrespectful,
just
but
tell
it is
us?
true.
And that was his argument
I'll
as to
stand by
why
that.
the bail should be as high as it was.
Point blank. Sorry.
Because
Not
she hasn't
sorry.
She is intent on defending against these allegations and proving that she is innocent.
She did it
If
though.
the intent of the high
She
bond
did it.
as
There's
originally set in this
evidence.
case was
She
to
did it.
ensure
So did
that
Chad.
Lori was
There's
transported back to
evidence.
Idaho. She is back. And as I stated, she
Evidence.
is eager to defend against these charges.
Use your
Regardless of
mother's
whether she's been
freaking
tried and
brain.
convicted
No, she is not. She is not innocent.
by any pretrial release conditions, any sort of monitoring that the court
She
requires,
deserves
that there is
no
simply no
bail,
basis for
and
the
she
law.
deserves where she is right now.
Hoping she would just look and say, "Kay,
People are stupid.
he's okay, and here's where he is." That's all it would have taken. That never happened.
But she kept turning and looking at Charles. I thought at that time, that day,
Stop looking at your hubby.
girl,
Based on the charge million.
A lot of people were disappointed, but
How about keep the bail at $5 billion and not 1 million or billion or whatever it was?
and Chad didn't have that kind of money.
Kay and I knew she wasn't going anywhere.
He,
But at that point,
that face,
maybe
you know,
Lori started to
he did it.
understand in her
So does her face, says it all.
that Chad was not her savior.
With that, we'll be in recess.
They did it. They did it, period, even though we know everything. They did it. She deserves where she is.
Jail. Area are no closer to getting answers about JJ and Tylee.
How can Lori just say, "Oh, I didn't do it," and I go like,
About this. Initially, they knew Lori as
"You
a
did it.
great mother.
Technically, you didn't do it, but you did it because you were
JJ and Tylee
like the
were
mastermind
a
of it."
happy, normal family.
Like,
And at the time,
make
no
that
one
make
believed
sense.
that anything
People
bad
make
could
that
happen
make
to these
sense.
kids.